This is Ritz and Victor from Stream of Thought. We're a podcast, which means you can get us on any smartphone.
We're on both Stitcher Radio and iTunes, so check us out and leave us a rating. We'd love your feedback.
All right, so for today on Stream of Thought, episode number 71, we start off by talking about Victor's most recent excursion to a massage parlor. And no, not one of those massage parlors. No, we talk about his experience and the positive health benefits that you get from getting a massage.
Yes, then we touch slightly on memes and models on Instagram, which Victoria's Secret angel had liked one of my comments that I made. It made me very happy.
Just one of those little treasures in life. And then, because we can never get enough talking about YouTube, we talk about YouTube a little bit.
And bitching.
And
so we
bitching.
put it together, YouTube bitching. It's like a venting Victor, but Rix was the one who did most of it.
Like a ranting Rix.
Yes, ranting Rix. Yes, that's it. Ranting Rix. So in this episode of Stream of Thought, number 71, we hope you enjoy. There are 12 cups of coffee in a pot of coffee. Did this help?
How many cups are in a pot of coffee?
I say that it's 12.
Dude, my phone is listening to you too. So how many cups are in 8 high poppy? I said to it, it's true. I said 12. Do if my phone is listening to you. So too far, and then it repeats because it's still listening.
That's why you gotta just type it in. How many cups in a pot of coffee? I was typing something earlier, and I thought to myself, you know what? Voice command really is the future, and typing something in is going to be a thing of the past.
It's so much easier. I mean, we communicate.
Answer
verbally.
For a full 12-cup pot. That means 6 mugs. 6 means 12.
Yes, that is a standard like pot that you would find in a church.
6 mugs means 12 tablespoons of coffee. There are 16. Wait, what? Now it's getting all fucking scientific on me. I just need.
It depends on the pot that you use.
For a full 12-cup pot. Okay, well, 12. It depends on the cup of the whatever. Yeah,
it depends on the pot. Yes.
So it's 6 cups.
Shut up.
So I just want to lead things off. I have something in mind to talk about, but I just want to say that I was on Instagram last night, and you know me, I'm not the type of person who I'm not like this teenager that lives my life in social media, right?
Yes.
Like I check Instagram, so it's like the only one that I do, and I check it so often. And
you are abnormally detached from social media.
Yes.
For the average person.
So I'm looking at my Instagram, and of course Miss Martha Hunt is all over there, along with all the other supermodels, and I made a comment, and I checked my phone again later. Martha Hunt liked your comment. And I was like, holy shit, because this is a Victoria's Secret Angel supermodel. And it's not like, again, I'm living in this digital world.
Yeah.
But it's cool because I threw that on there, and I got a small piece of validation. And it's like, wow, she sees me. She saw me for a brief moment in time. Bro, there are some people out there that have like fan pages of actors, celebrity, whoever, sports figures, and they like fucking live to be seen by these people. And they have on their profile, like, let's say, for example, if it's a Martha Hunt page or whoever, and their profile, it'll be like Martha Hunt liked so many comments, started following me on this, like all these like stats related to this person that pertains to that particular account. And it's just a little too much. It's like, yo, back to reality.
Really? How big are these groups normally? I'm very curious. I don't know anything about this.
I mean, you type in someone's name, and there are
like, it makes sense. People have always had sort of like fan admiration things, but it's interesting that they're using analytics and stuff now.
No, it's not. It's not professional analytics. It's just people that are a little
just keeping tabs
over the top,
on everything
keeping tabs.
they do.
Yes.
tracking.
Regardless of who it is. I mean, there are scores of these accounts. You know what I'm saying? And then a few of them will gain traction because these people...
What does the size range from?
I don't know because I don't pay attention. That's some weak shit.
Oh,
I
okay.
pay attention.
Right.
I only follow the
so
real
you
thing.
Don't know how it's,
you know what I'm saying? I only follow the real thing.
Yeah.
But it had, it said like Martha Hunt liked your comment, and I was like, oh, that put a little skip in my step. And then I was like, okay, cool. And then I went about the rest of my life. It's not like I'm sitting here like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
No, it's
you know
just
what I'm saying?
Really interesting thing that happened. It's a fun thing that happened, you know?
And
one of those little simple pleasures.
Yes, a simple pleasure in life. And dude, I'm looking through some of these comments that I saw, and some of them, dude, some of these people are just like so whack. Like one of them I saw was like, Martha, are you single? Oh man, you're so sexy. It's like, dude, you cannot spit game at a supermodel with this weak ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's always going to be people who are
but it was
weird
funny
like that.
I just said, because she posted one, and on Instagram you can post more than one photo at the same time. You just swipe and you can post up to like 10 photos. And I said, like, pick number 1 is my new background, and then some emojis, and she liked it, and it is my new background.
Oh my god.
But enough of
speaking of new backgrounds, I finally, you remember the VNR one that I've had on there forever? I finally got rid of it.
That's a good one. That is a great view of the city.
From a site visit that I did with my mom, it was
dude, I was wondering when
scene.
We're going to get rid of that.
I know. I just, and that's the thing, I have not gotten around to changing a lot of these sort of basic things. But anyway, moving on.
Moving on as I drink some water.
Simple pleasures.
I got I started today off pretty good. I went to spin cycle class at Export, got my exercise on the bicycle, right?
Cycle. Now is that
stationary bicycle.
Okay, that's just a regular station.
Yeah,
is that a
stationary
is
bike?
That a company or is that
no? They just call it spin class.
Oh, it's a class.
I made that up. It's usually just called spin. I call it spin cycle because it's called spin, but also it's cycling on a stationary
do it with
bicycle.
Other people?
Yeah, there's other people there.
Well,
there's
I mean,
an instructor.
there's an instructor.
And
So it's
like,
for a time.
And then for like 45 minutes.
You
to an hour.
can do it.
And then
Bike
you
harder.
All right,
harder.
Position 3, and you get up and you're kind of leaning forward, and then it's like, all right, back to 2, and then you're just kind of standing straight up. All right, back to saddle, sit down. That was the guy today. But you they tell you when to like spin really fast and how much resistance, to simulate hills and whatnot. But it was cool. I guess I got exercise and I was sweating and everything.
Dude,
but then
wonderful.
I had today my appointment for my deep tissue massage.
Oh
gosh,
yeah,
bro.
I know.
Dude, this was the best deep tissue massage I've ever had. I've had maybe like, I want to say 7 to 10. It's not like I go every month. I've had a few. I get like maybe 2 to 3 every year.
Your face was down in that little thing.
Yeah.
You're a little red around the rims. I can see that.
And dude, it was so. I told her, okay, so every person that I have had when I get a deep tissue massage, they're like, okay, is this enough pressure? Is this good? I'm like, dude, you like get in there, like. Apply as much pressure as you can.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time where I wanted to tell them, you don't have to use so much pressure. But I didn't want to say that.
Yeah.
And, but dude, she was working out all these knots in my back, and it was great, and it was extremely thorough. It wasn't just like back massage, but I had the full body, like the legs and everything. But then she was like, she was very meticulous in everything that she was doing. It wasn't just so generic, And when she was doing the legs, she would like apply pressure on a certain part of my leg, and then like when I'm face down, rotate my grab my ankle and move it around a certain way so that while there's pressure being applied to a muscle, that muscle is moving. She's not moving her arm. Usually like they take their elbow or something and they'll move their elbow on the muscle. So a few times she would just have her elbow sit there and then she would rotate my leg a certain way so the muscle would be moving underneath on its own based on where she was moving the leg. And she was grabbing my neck here. She's like, do you ever get headaches? I'm like, no, not too much. She's like, okay, well, if you ever do, you can do this. Da-da-da-da-da. This helps with your range of motion. And it was just like, wow.
So therapeutic as well as...
Yeah. It was great. That's why I'm drinking a lot of water, because she's like, drink a lot of water. So I had my spin class today. I did legs for about 30 minutes afterwards. Got a deep tissue massage,
seem
which
pretty
was
zen.
phenomenal.
Yeah. Well, dude, when we were at seminary, I don't know if I've told you this before, but when we would have finals every semester, they would bring in a massage therapist, and so you
Really?
could sign up, and she'd be there all day from like 9 to 5, and there were only a limited number of slots. There were only maybe 22 dozen, 2 dozen slots or so, and you could go in, and it'd be a 5-minute massage, and go on your way, kind of thing. It was
The school paid for it?
and the school paid for it. And so this was a tradition that every semester she would come in, and it was the same woman. She had a business somewhere in the area. She would come in, and my second and third years, I started going my first year because I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like I don't really get massages. I think I've had one in my whole life, so I'm like, I gotta try this. And I sign up, and it's 5 minutes, and I'm like, well, it's only 5 minutes. Yeah, what could possibly? It'll just be a neat experience.
Yeah.
I go in, and this woman, in 5 minutes, just manages to suck all the tension out of my shoulders and out of my back, and just the way, like you were saying, meticulously, just made sure that every single knot was just kneaded out perfectly, and you could just feel the release. You had the soft music in the background, a little bit of aroma in the air, and just a soft, it's like, well, where is it the most tense? And she didn't even need to say. She would just feel around and just dig in, not too hard, not too soft, that perfect amount of pressure, and just goes through. That 5 minutes felt like a half an hour.
Really?
I mean, just being there, it was just so relaxing. And afterwards, I got up and I left, and I kind of felt like lighter. It was weird. I was like, I'm so at peace with the world right now. It's so zen. And it was like, magical. But
magical is an understatement.
That's something that would be a great incentive. You want to get college kids to love their college and become diehard supporters of their college. Bring in a massage therapist around finals time, and just have like half a dozen of them, and have sign-up slots. That college the student body will fall in love with the administration.
Well, she was even doing, when I was lying on my back, doing similar things with what Shannon was telling me to do, where she was like applying pressure to my muscle here, and then she's like, okay, do a shrug with this shoulder, and I'd be like, and then like go back down. So she's like doing these little miniature exercises on my shoulder that I'd shrug up every once in a while just to help with the tension. But I was just, oh man, just the magic of the massage.
And this was an hour?
She did over an hour, because my appointment was at 1, and then they told me, hey, don't come till 1:15. They're running behind. Shannon texted me, and then I got there and I waited like another 10 minutes. And so my massage was about an hour 10, hour 15. So that was nice.
That is wonderful.
And I wanted to add, when I was there, I was thinking to myself, like, wow, massages, you think of it, when you hear of massage, you think of it in terms of a luxury rather than a treatment. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, oh man, and a lot of people don't know too is that massages are depending on what type of plan you have, are covered under health insurance. So some deep tissue massages, you go to Health Track, it's going to be like $90 and plus tip, right? If you go to a center, like a healthcare center, I think Shannon told me, like, you're only going to have to pay like a $30 or $40 copay.
Wow.
So I was like, wow, hell yeah. So what I'm getting at is, though, is like, if that's the case, like, I would totally be down to get massages more often, not only just because it feels good, but like just for my health. Because she was telling me, like, you're really tight in your lower back, you're tight over here. It's like, well, I didn't feel tight. This was like one part of my body was my only complaint. But man, can you imagine going so many years not getting a massage, how much your body would just like hate you or slowly shut down, or how much more vigor you might feel getting older if you continue not only with exercise and stretching, but like, and obviously getting like adjustments at the chiropractor, but just like being more aware and taking care of your body when you're young rather than when problems arise when you're older.
And as I understand it, and correct me if I'm wrong if you have different knowledge, but when it comes to massages, the reason why they're so important is that it eliminates obviously muscle knots, but within those knots are toxins that build up, and so by getting rid of those knots, you release those toxins, which is why they tell you to drink so much water. Is because you got to flush
Flush them out.
this stuff that's been in your body for a while out, and by getting this regularly, you continuously are preventing these toxins from being stored up, and you just feel better.
Yep.
You have less pollutants in your
That
body.
is correct.
And so you just have you just feel better. You function better.
I met this old guy. He was like 70, but he seemed like he was, late 50s or something.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him in the sauna, which I use sauna to describe both the steam and the dry one. You know what I'm saying? When you go to the health club or at some place, there's the room that's really dry with the cedar wood and the hot rocks, and then there's the steam.
Yes.
So I'm talking about the hot rocks.
I'm in there. I hate those.
I love them. But listen, I was talking to him, and he was telling me, yeah, I do this every day. Almost every day, I do about 30 minutes of cardio to get my body warm and get the blood going. My doctor recommended I start doing this because I worked in, I think he said, it wasn't pesticides, but like fertilize, like a True Green type job. You go around like spraying fertilizer and that type of stuff, something along those lines. That was his job. And his doctor, he was overweight, and his doctor was like, you should try exercising and using the sauna every day to get rid of the toxins, because they did like a toxicology report, and there was like through the roof with this guy.
Oh my goodness.
Because of so many years being exposed to chemicals, but also because like every day he would drink coffee from a styrofoam cup, and all the stuff that's in styrofoam, ingesting styrofoam, doing that every single day. And so he ended up exercising and doing the sauna, and he lost 70, 80 pounds, something ridiculous like that. And what he does is, his thing is he'll be in the sauna up to an hour. I'm dying after 15 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
And he knows all about it. He's like, it's a little too hot. You really want it between 175, 185 is the perfect range. And he's telling me all this crazy stuff, because at Health Track, I think you can mess with the temperature. At Export, you can't. At Export, it's not warm enough when I go there. But anyway, that's a different story. And he drinks his mineral water that he gets from the grocery store. He doesn't drink tap water. He drinks mineral water from glass, because glass is better than drinking out of plastic. And he was telling me all this stuff. But going back to it, yes, going in the sauna too helps your body get rid of toxins, and like saved his life doing that, and exercise and a few other things.
It's incredible. Well, and when you make those sort of simple changes, even just the exercise and stuff like that, I feel like you become a believer in the movement, and you kind of go overboard, and suddenly everything is health conscious. And that's not a bad thing.
No.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but you definitely go overboard from what the average healthy person does.
Yeah.
Right? If he's only drinking from glass bottles and mineral water, that's a little more than the average person.
Yes.
And so, but his life was totally transformed by simply making simple health ones. I think that why not?
Right.
Why not just try to live the best nutritious life that you can and see what happens? Very interesting.
But yeah, it was great. But that's why I started doing the spin, because I go on the treadmill too, but it's like, well, it can't hurt to also just do spin to get the legs going. But I also do it because I stretch afterwards, and I hate stretching. When I go to the gym with Drew, sometimes he'll stretch before we work out. I can't stretch like cold. I have to be warm and have blood going and sweat a little bit before I can stretch. You know what I'm saying?
I start sweating a little bit when I'm stretching.
Really?
Yeah. That's a good sign of a good stretch if you're pushing your body a little further than it should be. Slowly but surely, and you work those muscles out. You warm up your body while you stretch. That's why it's called a warm up.
Yeah, but I'm saying, well, never mind. Like I just want to have blood going. Blood flowing before stretching.
Nothing wrong with that.
Because I don't feel I can stretch as well if I'm cold.
You're probably right, too. From a health perspective, it's probably easier.
Yeah.
I just do my own thing.
So, we talked about massages. We talked about Martha Hunt. Do you know what starts on Sunday, I think?
Not the Olympics.
No. Speaking of which, those are done now. I think they did closing ceremonies.
Are you serious?
It's this week, I believe. The Winter Olympics end.
What?
Dude, guess how much Olympics I've watched on TV today? Or this Olympics.
Olympics?
Yeah.
How much?
You need to guess. How many in minutes?
In minutes?
Or hours, however you want to.
It doesn't matter. 0.
Dude, 0.
0.
I've watched 0.
I saw some highlights. I saw a couple of minutes of highlights. The women's hockey shootout.
Oh, really?
That was on YouTube trending. That was pretty cool. And considering the history around that, because I did listen to I listened to some sports podcasts, so obviously they're like talking about the Olympics every once in a while, but I did not follow. I mean, I heard we were in 4th place. I don't know if that's where we finished. We might have finished in 3rd, but not that it matters.
The men's, I think, lost to Czechoslovakia. I can't remember. Is Czechoslovakia even a country, or was that from like the 90s and now it's the Czech? I can't recall.
The Czech Republic.
Yugoslavia.
Yugoslavia. You know what? I
don't recall.
I honestly don't know. But yeah, there were some, and then I saw headlines. I saw news headlines about there was a skier who broke his back. I think
he broke his neck.
Broke his neck.
Yeah, and he went to the hospital. He didn't die, which is not a good thing.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I heard about that. And
there was
heard about the women's hockey.
The only thing that I really cared about was I didn't watch anything, so I can't say I cared about anything.
2 Russians busted for doping.
I saw
the whole team got banned for doping, and they're like, we'll allow you clean athletes who like have consistently tested clean and positive to participate under a neutral flag, and then 2 of them end up getting busted for doping.
Yeah, and one of them I think was a
curling, and the other was bobsled.
When I thought of that, I thought to myself, like, really, curling? What do you need? Like, what do you?
Why? You've gotten this.
You've
far.
got a broom. That's what you use. What do you need? It's not like you're bench pressing or like I'll be honest. It's not like you're doing anything physical when you're curling.
Have you ever curled before, though?
No.
Then how can you say that?
I've seen it.
You've seen it.
I've seen it.
Different than actually.
All they do
it.
is take a curl thing.
They're going really fast. They got to move their arms fast.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Have, like,
I guess you're right.
Arm strength.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So,
my bad.
Yeah, don't judge. Don't be hating before you.
Yeah.
Understand the game.
But the only one that I really cared about was I like watching snowboarding and skiing.
I could see that.
But the figure skating doesn't really interest me. Speed skating does not interest me.
I like the slalom or the slalom.
Slalom. The slalom.
The swalom.
Slalom. The slalom is cool. And Celia, I think it's pronounced Celia. Celia Norendal, a Norwegian snowboarder. Super gorgeous. Oh my gosh. But she got 4th place.
Nice.
But I didn't watch.
You didn't watch.
No, but Shaun White got gold.
Yeah, I saw that amidst domestic abuse allegations or against abuse or violence against women or something. There was a scandal. A couple of women came out accusing him of violence.
Oh, really?
In a relationship.
I was not aware of that.
Yes.
What, he was yelling?
No, physically. Yeah. Oh my God, you're such a moron.
I'm kidding.
I know you are.
I'm kidding.
But yeah, so that was very interesting. No, so you didn't see anything about that?
I don't. I mean, no, I didn't hear about it.
Yeah, in the headlines. And other than that, yeah, that's about it. I really could care less.
Well, because when I would check to see what was on Olympics, like they were either just talking, or it was stuff that I didn't care about that I wasn't gonna watch.
Yeah, Summer Olympics are pretty cool.
At least, yeah, those are longer though too, like 4 to 6 weeks or something. I think it's just 4 weeks. Winter Olympics maybe just 2. Is that right?
Yes, it seems like it's over in no time.
Didn't they used to be every 2 years? The Winter Olympics?
No.
At some point?
No.
Let's Google this.
We'll
Google it next time. I think for a small oh, you know what I'm thinking of? Is that it'd be the Winter Olympics and then 2 years later would be the Summer Olympics.
Yeah.
And
they alternate every...
And it was
every
like...
2 years they alternate. There's the summer, winter, and every 2 years they go back and forth.
Okay.
Yes. And they have them planned out. They have them planned out about 3 or 4 in advance. The cities.
Yeah.
The bidding goes out... I think they already have
10 years in advance.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's anyone who has competed in both Summer and Winter Olympics.
Oh, there's a stat on that. I remember hearing about that. They always have those fun facts when the Olympics are on, and when I was watching them, I remember hearing that at some point that there is a the Togan guy, the shirtless Togan.
I don't know who that is.
He was all over Twitter. He was this oiled up, buff guy from some sort of tropical country. He was the only one, but he participated in the Summer Olympics as well.
What do you do in the summer? Do you know? Or what do you do in the winter?
I don't know what he did neither. But I know he did both because they
just this muscular guy oiled up.
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Some island. He's like on the Tropic of Cancer or something like that.
Tagoan. It's
Tobago?
No, Tagoan. Togan.
I thought you were trying to think of the word and pronouncing something that you
I'm literally telling you what it is.
Oh, okay. Schmalum or whatever. Swallow. That's what you said.
Swallow. Yeah. So yes, there are some that participate in the Summer and the Winter Olympics because some of these smaller countries, they only have one or two athletes that are like the Arnold Schwarzeneggers of their country, and they are venerated. They're like held up as icons in the country, and so obviously they make room for them to compete in both Summer and Winter Olympics because no one else from that country could possibly qualify.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
Yeah.
So I guess what I did last night.
What?
Oh, I just
wait. I thought you were going to say what you were waiting for after Saturday, or what was coming up.
What was coming up?
Because we got off on the tangent of the Olympics.
Yeah,
the
Olympics
was
just the massage. That's what I just want to talk about.
Of what was coming up. You said what can't you wait for?
Oh, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I realized that after I said it.
So we took a detour and we chose the route better.
I realized that would be a hard left turn into a dead end. So I decided not to.
All right, so we're gonna keep going the scenic route.
So I went on another audition last night. Took the train to the city. Thank you. Walked downtown. Went to the audition. I saw Mrs. Malone at the station, so I rode the train with her to downtown.
Oh wow!
And chatted it up with her.
That happens all the time.
You always see somebody.
Run into someone.
And so I took the train with her, and then I walked to where the audition was, and it was nice because I was there for 5 minutes. Right? I was there for 5 minutes, which is nice because...
Wait, 5 minutes total? Like, no waiting or anything like that?
Right, I wasn't waiting at all. I got there a few minutes early, and right when I got there, I auditioned. And I was there for about 5 or 6 minutes, and that was it. And it was nice because I took the 8 o'clock train... No, I took the 7 o'clock train to the city. Got there at like 7:45. Walked to my audition, which is like a 20-minute walk. Got there about 5 minutes before my audition time. No one was there, so I went in... took off my jacket, I auditioned, and then I left. And they're like, yeah, we're going to let you know pretty soon, in the next day or two. As I'm leaving, I realize, damn, if I hustle, I can make the next train back. Because I thought I was anticipating spending...
that you would have to wait. Yep.
I was anticipating spending maybe like 10 minutes or so auditioning. I thought it would take longer, and then I would then take the 9:40 train back.
Because there's you get in and there's a however many minute period, the 40-minute period window from when the trains get in to the train leaving?
It depends. The trains that leave Glen Ellen leave typically on the hour or close to the hour.
No, yeah, but I'm saying...
And then the trains leaving...
But I'm saying that it's because the times are consistent. So you get in, say... you get in at
7:47 p.m.
What?
I got in at 7:47.
You got 7, yeah, and you left at 7.
I left then at 8:40. Left Chicago at 8:40. I left Glen Ellen at 7.
Okay, just go. Just continue.
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to get at?
No, I'm saying that when you get off the train, because there is the trains go on the hour every hour. Every hour there's a train, right?
Yeah.
That the trains come in at a specific time, or are supposed to come in at a specific time.
Correct.
And then they leave at a specific time.
Correct.
On the hour every hour. And so they get in or they're supposed to get in at the 40s or something, right? close to the 50s.
Yeah, late 40s, early 50s.
So 47.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes.
And then the trains going out leave on the 40s.
Yes.
So you have approximately 53 minutes.
Correct.
Between trains. So
Yes.
you're saying that all of this took place, and you're like, within 53 minutes, I might be able to get back.
Yeah.
To catch the next train out.
Yes. The very next train out.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's nice.
So, so I double timed for a few blocks. I would walk for like a block, double time. And I made it back with, 5 minutes, which is plenty of time, when you're doing the trains. And when that train left, when I started to feel the motion of the train, I felt the motion of the train, a couple seconds go by, and I was like, oh, I should look at my watch. Boom. And it says 8:40 and 6 seconds, which means that thing left on the dot.
Yes.
And they're awesome about that.
They are very good. I am, people always
Yeah.
complain about New York's transit system.
Yeah.
Chicago's transit runs on time.
Yeah.
They run, Metro will leave on the dot.
They keep you up. If they're late, they keep you
They
updated.
keep you updated. If
This
they're
train
even-
is running 3 minutes behind schedule.
1 minute
Yeah.
behind schedule.
Yeah,
I've
they'll
heard,
say 1
I
minute,
think,
too.
Yeah. They
But,
will
yeah.
always get. It's great. I mean, it's nice. No, it's nice knowing
Yes.
that you can plan your schedule.
Well, the awesome thing
around-
is, too, the Ventra app will let you know, give you warnings on certain stop. Even says, like the Union Pacific West line, I click it, and it says something about a ramp at Wheaton, caution something, construction. It's well, this doesn't even apply to me, but I'm at Glen Ellen, but it's because it's the same train line. It'll let you know different stuff. So the Ventra app is, freaking sweet, But, yeah, it was awesome. That was a huge win, being able to get out.
So what was the audition for?
The audition was for a short film called A Personal Ordeal. I auditioned for the role of husband, and he is an alcoholic husband who stabs his wife to death at the end.
You would be an alcoholic husband
Yeah.
if you got the part.
Yeah.
Who stabbed his wife?
It's a short film. I have 2 lines. Most of my thing is just physical stuff. He abruptly swings open the door, sways from side to side, goes straight to the kitchen, drinks a bottle, cracks open a bottle, takes a few sips, sets it down, says 2 lines, and does some other things, and then stabs the wife. And they said they were going to maybe add a scene at the end with the husband. They don't know yet, but I'll find out even if that applies.
If
in
you
a
end up
couple
getting
days.
it. Wow.
Because if that's the case, we would be filming this next Sunday.
Oh, okay.
If that's the case.
That would be neat. That'd be
Yeah.
your first little venture outside of extra work. I mean, you started that. You started that
Yes.
YouTube thing, but that's
Yes.
a YouTube video.
Correct. It's nothing that wasn't really structured. It was more just we're shooting the camera. This is what you got to do, and just go with it.
Like a studio production sort of thing, as
correct.
opposed to giving some random guy on the street $20 to pretend like he's a criminal.
Well, that random guy has a few million followers on YouTube.
Good for
Subscribed.
him. Good for him.
Yeah.
Do any of those actors have any sort of prerequisites? Maybe, you don't know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Just
Yeah.
random people who responded to his request.
But I got $50 from that.
$50 whole dollars. And
Just enough money for a night on the town.
And all you had to do
Yeah.
was show up.
Yeah, all I had to do was show up. But yeah, I'll keep you in the loop as to what's going on.
Please do.
But I want to know what is going on with your memoir.
It's so funny that you say that.
I want your book to be called a memoir, and I want the book jacket to have a watermark of a close up of your face looking up at the sky, looking up at the clouds.
Is that what you
A
envisioned?
memoir by Rick
A
Storcell.
memoir, yeah. Yeah, it's almost there. I mean, didn't we talk about this a couple of weeks
I
ago?
mean, not a little bit. All I know is that you're on
episodes ago.
draft 5.
Yeah, I'm on draft 5. It's so, yeah. Well, right now, I'm in the process of getting sort of everything organized into, because the drywall doctor stuff is sort of getting out of hand. And all the balls that are in the air there that
Are toppling down.
it's I'm not even receiving
Like
a
you're-
salary for that.
Like
And
you're
it's-
in the motion. What's happening right now is that moment where you're about to drop something and for just a few seconds you're fiddling with it in the air and you don't know if it's gonna fall. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but everything is in slow motion and anything can happen.
Oh, totally. I feel like I would be juggling my coffee mug, your water bottle, and both of our phones
While trying to take a piss at the same time. I got it. You just got a lot going on right now.
That was not the direction that I was going to go. But I mean, sure, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, and you're trying to keep it all, and stuff's going to fall to the ground.
Yeah.
So, like, you're just trying your best. Like, it's going to fall just to make it a soft landing.
Yeah.
So, like, the coffee bottle falls, and you just use your knee to,
Yeah.
like, make sure it doesn't whack the ground at full speed.
You.
Yeah, so that's kind of where that is right now. Everything sort of feels like it's falling, and I feel like I just need to make it land.
How many times, though, have you experienced where, like, have you experienced, a valley only to shortly thereafter experience a peak with doing the YouTube? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of going, it's up and down, it's up and down. It's
yes.
Everything is where it needs to be.
No,
right
it's
now.
and it is interesting. This is not the best achievement of my life to this point. It could be. It has the potential to be, but I've done far more impressive things than a YouTube channel with 5,000 subscribers. Like, that's...
But it's growing.
It's great.
It's growing.
It's a wonderful notch in my belt, and it could be something incredible, but I'm realizing with all this time and energy that I'm putting into this, there's not the sort of guarantee that, say, getting ordained and becoming a minister,
right?
The process and the time and energy I put into that, there was sort of the guarantee that the end result would be I would be a minister.
Yes.
And so with this, it could be I could end up becoming the CEO of a major company, but the likelihood is pretty slim, right? There's that. We'll be generous and say 2% chance that something like that, something that incredible would happen. That's on the far spectrum. And then on the other spectrum, it could be our channel gets demonetized and we lose everything tomorrow and we're just done. We're done.
Check back at 10,000. So reassess at 10,000 subscribers, which I think you'll get to.
But it's going to be on the spectrum somewhere, But it's not, it's hard to gauge because you never know what the outcome is. And it feels like dare I say it, it feels like a gamble to be...
Are you having fun?
I don't know, man.
I'm going to say it's a no if you pause.
Like...
You could be having... It could be more enjoyable for you.
In the sense that things are becoming a little overwhelming right now. I mean, the growth, I think, has probably added a layer of exhaustion on there that wasn't there before. Because now, I mean, with the most recent video we posted a day ago... already 2,500 views. And it's like, along with that, there's something like 30 to 60 comments on each video that's posted recently. And Ray and I were talking, it's like, Ray doesn't watch his own videos. I mean, I have to watch them all the way through to edit them. And I'm like, I freaking can't, this is a lot of time and
have you thought maybe you're overextending yourself?
Yeah, well, and
with
that's
the thing that we were talking about in the car. For example, there's nothing wrong with just continuing the videos. And you know what? If what I thought was really cool about the like that I got from Martha, was not every comment can be replied to. And it's okay not to get back. If you're getting to that point where you're getting all these comments and not every one of them can be commented back on, that is okay.
And see, that's unfortunately that is not my problem. I don't really deal with comments.
That's not your responsibility to do the comments.
That's not my area. But it's interesting because when you come to a certain point, these past couple of weeks, I have had starting to look at the comments just because the views and growth have been sort of proportional to, it's been big. It's been much bigger and much faster than we've ever seen before. And so it's I feel kind of an obligation to present real entertaining or visually appealing content along with what Ray has to offer.
Okay.
And so I end up looking at the comments just to get feedback if anyone has comments about the aesthetics, right?
Yeah.
There's a dude who mentioned that he doesn't like the music, or that it's too dark and you can't really see what Ray's doing because we don't have lights. And so stuff like that, I feel like, okay, now we're to that size where people are actually going to start giving feedback that is applicable to what I do.
Okay.
And because I've started looking at the comments, it's like, oh my goodness, like no wonder Ray is feeling so overwhelmed and is feeling like he's shutting down right now, is because, 60 comments a day, and you're just reading, most of 99% of them end with a or are a great video, love your stuff. And that is shocking. I mean, there is, and the ones that aren't are asking questions, like stupid questions.
Oh, okay.
But even the people who ask questions say, do you have a solution to this, that, or the other thing? Great video. Like, the feedback has all been very, very, very positive, but there hasn't really been anyone suggesting what would be more appealing, right? What would be more, like, some people have said, if you can make videos that are easier for the common person, like, say, Victor Marquez to understand.
Right.
He could watch this video and be like, I know exactly what you're saying, and I can follow you step by step and do exactly what I need to do and know that I'm doing it right, without having to be like, hot mud, what is hot mud? Like, mud that you put in the oven or something. Like, yeah, so just basic, make it a little more easy to consume. Ray's not really able to do that. And that's been the only sort of feedback that we've been getting, is that people wish that it could be more easily translated to lay person
Like
language.
with vocabulary
And jargon
Yeah.
that he uses. Like, I'm going to take my 6 and mix up the mud to tape, top, and skim, so that we'll
I
be
don't know
able
what
to,
any of that
sand
means.
and detail
All
out
I got
the-
was, I'm using my 6. I'm guessing you're using the one that's 6 inches wide.
Yes.
That's all that I...
Yes.
Yep.
To coat with the +3, the topping will be the +3, which could be a mixture of +3 plus all purpose.
Oh, what?
But you gotta wait 24 hours, otherwise the grain on the topping could end up getting a little too
What? Grain?
thin.
When did we start talking about grain? What are you talking about?
So it's stuff like that yes, unless you understand the field, it's kind of, he's really entertaining to watch. Like you said too, he's fun to watch. But what are our capabilities? Is he able to be more simple in his language? I don't really think so. But yeah, it's I don't know. What were you? I don't know where you were aiming with this.
You were the ones. I was just asking, how are things going?
Yeah. Yeah. So I was giving you an assessment of how things are going. Things are going well. Things are positive. We're at like 5,100 and something now. So
That's
it's
good.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird. It's weird to actually now be like, okay, now we have a goal to become like a peon in the
Yes.
YouTube universe at 10,000. And that would be really cool. That would be like a legitimate public figure type entryway of, oh, this person exists. I mean, they're not really popular or well known or anything like that, but just getting to that mark, and then 100,000. I think 100,000 is achievable.
Good.
That
We'll
would-
have to check
that
back.
would be
We'll
really
check back.
Sorry, I
at
sorta-
10,000.
Oh man, dude! I mean, so
good.
much of my extra processing memory is spent trying to,
Boop, 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 boop. Processing. Boop, boop, boop,
does
boop,
not
boop,
compute.
boop.
Why do people watch YouTube videos so much? I just don't get that. It's kind of sickening.
It's the new TV.
Honestly, it's kind of
the new TV. It's the new TV.
It is the new TV.
Because I was watching a movie the other day, and I was like, how did I get sucked into this movie? There's commercials, and I mute the commercials, which makes me feel 1,000 times better, or find something else to switch back and forth. But it's just like so annoying, and the advertisements on YouTube are no more than a minute long. Sometimes they're usually 30 seconds, and that's after you've already had like 100 advertisements that you can skip through after 5 seconds. So it's much more. It's easier to consume than television.
The longest ad they'll play is
and it's
now
so
15
particular.
seconds.
You can watch whatever you want to watch.
Yes. There is you want
there is an
content, there is
unlimited
content
amount
for
of content
Yes.
for you to watch.
Yes.
So if you're feeling in a certain mood and you want to watch a very particular thing, you can watch it, and you can watch it for hours.
And it's there's so much good entertainment out there. People with really creative ideas and really minimal budgets, and just they're able to put it on there, and the cream rises to the top too. So you end up finding stuff that like
deserves to be on the first page.
The honest trailers,
Yes.
right? Like what honest trailers are. Those are so funny, and that was a YouTube thing. A bunch of people started posting stuff on YouTube.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Very cool. Well, that's good to know. And we will continue to inform our listeners on what's going on.
I'm sure that they are just thrilled by hearing me bitch about.
Well, I know they're thrilled on my behalf for having a comment that was liked by Martha Hunt. And a couple of years ago, I had a tweet that was liked by Nadine Leopold. And, dude, this is so ridiculous, but I'm going to say it anyway. Dude, part of me wishes that when I grow up, even though I'm 29 years old right now, and I'm saying when I grow up, because I'm always thinking that, when I grow up. Dude, if I could have, like, 3 of them be my wife at the same time, that would be so awesome.
You and Neil should lead a movement. He can be the mayor of Polygamyville.
Dude, he said he's good to be on the podcast next week.
Neil?
Yeah, let me get on that podcast
Neil?
next week. He texted me. That's why I was looking at my phone.
Kidding me?
Yeah.
Really?
So,
well, that would be a joy.
Yeah.
I would love to have him on.
For sure.
I don't even remember what he looks like.
I know, right? Oh my goodness.
I vaguely remember dark hair.
I've seen him.
I think he has dark hair.
I think 3 times in almost 1 year.
Yeah, I think 3 times in a year.
3, maybe 4 times.
And I live a 5-minute drive from his house.
Him.
I live a 5-minute drive from his house, and I've seen him 3 times in the past.
I saw him on my birthday, which was May 15th. I saw him like one time after that. I think I've seen him 4 times. 4 times in almost 1 year.
Yeah. It's so crazy to think that we did Race to 100 for 100 days in a row, every single day. Got together.
Dude, I know it wasn't that long ago.
We became very close in that 100 days.
It wasn't that long ago, but when I hear Race to 100, I think, wow, that is a blast from the past. That was so long ago. It wasn't that long ago, but it was at the same time.
I don't view it as being that long ago.
Maybe
man, let me tell you, doing it every single day, it was fun. Like it was truly enjoyable to do. And like I said,
biking your way over, sustaining injury on your way over.
Oh man, yeah. It was a rough 3.5 months. You know, there were ups and there were downs. There were stumbles and there were falls. But there were those moments of growth, I think, that really have lasted us a lifetime. That's you gotta experiment. You gotta invest a portion of time and energy just to see if something
block it off
works.
Yeah,
and you'll learn something from it.
And you just gotta do it. You just gotta do it and not try and make it super perfect.
Succeed or fail. There's no ways. Are we just gonna go
my
back
favorite,
and forth?
No, my favorite is
back
that
and forth
first
with
episode.
adages.
No, we're good. We're good.
I was like, we're getting into a cliche off right now, so I'm just gonna end it right there.
We're gonna end it, and hopefully the next time we post an episode, Neil will be on. So hopefully.
So if you've made it this far in the episode, congratulations.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for Neil Batang, the third trio.
Until next time.